Yes, sir. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Run with me, Manny Wilson, all the way from Detroit to Chicago to your speakers and headphones. What's up, everybody? Hey, we got a great episode for you today, but you know, man, I appreciate you tuning in to the first interactive sports podcast, a community that makes sure your voice is heard. So if you hear something you agree with, you disagree with, you like, you dislike, shoot us a call and I'll play your take back live on air, 219-413-9405. Look, the national championship is set. We already know now. We have University of Michigan versus University of Washington. Super excited about it. And I'm going to touch on all of that stuff in just a quick second. But let's do a quick little recap because there was a lot of games happening this past weekend going into the new year. And it was some great football, quite honestly. So starting off with Alabama and Michigan, I'm going to just start here because this was the first game. This was the early on game. And it was pretty good. This is the Rose Bowl. As you know by now, Michigan won 27-20, and congrats to Michigan. Kudos to them. It was definitely well earned. I thought it was a great game. They stood tall when they needed to. They made a lot of different adjustments, but I was very impressed on both sides, truth be told. It was a great coached game as well, but obviously not to discredit Michigan. We know Bama wasn't supposed to be there. Let's just keep it a buck. I'm not going to elaborate on it too much, but Bama, they struggled early on. If you would have told somebody the early stages of the season that, hey, Alabama's going to go and be ranked top 4 and play Michigan in the Rose Bowl, somebody would have laughed at you. We've known for some time now they had a lot of quarterback issues. He's not that guy. Milroe, oh my gosh, bro, kind of terrible. I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up hitting the portal or Alabama bring in another quarterback to play for them because he is not that guy at quarterback. And this is what concerns me about Michigan, which I'll touch on a little bit later, is that even though Alabama doesn't have a powerhouse of an offense, they still kind of struggled to stop that offense. Michigan struggled to stop that offense. They did, kudos to them, but ultimately, it was still a struggle, and I don't want to, discredit anybody here because it was a great game. Both of these teams were well balanced, but I thought Michigan they should have really, really buckled down and locked that offense up, which they did at one point. It was a defensive game, but truth be told, they probably should have won, and the game shouldn't have been as close. But kudos to Bama for really holding it down. It was a good game. I'm glad to see it, but we know Bama wasn't supposed to be there from this time on, but I'm glad they did. So I was happy, they at least made it a good season. And I think that the people, the committee, they did a great job. They did a great job at picking this and picking these different matchups. But, there was another game going on. This game happened too late. I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all, bro. This game between Washington and Texas was just too damn late, bro. I don't know why. The game was coming on so late. I think it was 7:45. They didn't kick off until 8 p.m. This is Central Standard Time, so Eastern Standard Time, that's starting at 9 p.m. Bruh, I didn't make it all the way through. I had to go back, watch the highlights, watch the recap, but I caught a little bit of it up into the third quarter. I tried to hang in through halftime, but I'm like, bro, when did halftime get this long? When did they start making an hour-long halftime? Like, bro, this was not it. I swear, halftime was just the longest I've ever seen in any game. So that was wild, but I noticed it was a lot of offense. We go from Alabama and Michigan, which was a completely defensive game, and a little bit of offense versus Washington and Texas, where it was a loaded offensive game. Both teams, a lot of offense, very little defense. And this was cool. From the time I did watch it, in the recap that I did watch, I faded around the third quarter is when I was like, look, bro, I ain't gonna make it. I gotta work early in the morning. we not doing this. We not staying up all night to watch this damn game. I love football. I love all these sports. I love talking about it, but I can't get behind that, bro. I gotta protect my own mental health at some point. But look, that's besides the point. Texas and Washington, a lot of offense. Penix Jr. solidified himself as an elite quarterback that is for sure going to the league. He already did that in the regular season, but Washington's quarterback, Penix Jr., is an elite guy. This man put the ball in places where he wanted to be exact. The perfect placement for the ball throughout the game. Was threading the needle a lot, slinging a rock, and man, it was entertaining from what I did watching. Obviously the highlights is the highlights, so it's always going to make things look fun. But again, man, I can only help but to say the committee really hit it off here. I'm not upset that they left Florida State out. I'm not upset they left Georgia out. Like, I think they did a great job because nobody wanted to see Florida State without their star quarterback, who was a Heisman candidate. And Georgia, they did lose to Bama, so it's only right you put Bama in there if they lose to a team they were supposed to win.